Houses of worship are under close scrutiny in Russia these days, especially in Protestant churches, which here are referred to as Western churches. Clergy who preach peace and question war are feeling the strain, including Bishop Pastor Albert Ratkin from Kaluga. He was visited by police 6 months ago. His church was searched and he was briefly detained, officially as a witness in a trial against another pastor.
For 6 hours, the police turned everything upside down and threatened me, probably because I was publicly expressing my views. As a clergyman, I have my own YouTube channel called View from Heaven about religious and political issues. A variety of people speak there, including opposition members. It was clear to me the interrogation had more to do with that.
Ratkin was lucky. As a witness, he was released after a few hours. His colleague, shown here on the left, has been charged with spreading misinformation about the Russian army in a critical post. He is facing up to 15 years in a Russian prison.
Hardly anyone dares to speak up. Most are afraid and just remain silent. I don't judge them, but I am astounded at how quickly people can be changed through propaganda on television.
Out on the streets of Kaluga, war propaganda symbols like the letter Z are omnipresent as well, across Russia. Those who can't bear it flee abroad, for example to Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. Protestant pastor Pavel Tsayakin from Novosibirsk has been living here for almost 2 years. He holds services for Russian-speaking worshippers in the basement of this office building on the city's edge twice a week. Here in Estonia, he can preach freely, unlike in his former parish in Siberia. Pastor Pavel explains that when he condemned the war during a service there, the Secret Service paid him a visit.
2 strangers knocked on the door. I asked them why they'd come, and they said they'd like to have a preventative talk. They said I was preaching bad things, and asked if I had heard about a new law that the prison sentences were 3 to 7 years, and which would I prefer.
Pavel Tsayakin didn't hesitate. He quickly packed his bags. He explains that some pastors in Russia don't speak about the war out of fear of being persecuted. But he can't censor himself with a good conscience.
I've spoken openly about how our country invaded Ukraine, because that violates God's law. We can't close our eyes to lawlessness transpiring in front of us.
In Russia, less than 1% of the population is Protestant. The vast majority of Russians, some 75%, are Orthodox Christians. In principle, that church also opposes war, but some clergy members support this war. Their spiritual leader, Patriarch Kirill, has said Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine is self-defense.
We do not want to fight against anyone. Russia has never attacked anyone.
Patriarch Kirill claims Russian soldiers fighting in Ukraine are simply fulfilling their duty.
If someone dies while carrying out his military duty, then he is without any doubt doing a deed that is equal to sacrifice. He sacrifices himself for others. And therefore, we believe that this sacrifice washes away all the sins that a person has committed.
Clergy members who don't share this view often lose their positions in the church or experience persecution themselves. And this is driving Russian Orthodox priests to flee abroad too. Albert Ratkin, the Baptist pastor from Kaluga, is staying. For now. But in the wake of the police raid around 6 months ago, he's feeling increased pressure.
The police regularly come to our churches. Many dissidents are in prison, as are members of the political opposition. Still, we have to stay true to our conscience. I can't imagine living differently or staying silent about what's happening. I can't do that.
Pastor Ratkin feels there are just two options: stay with his congregation and deal with the pressure, or leave Russia.